A Minecraft movie is perhaps one of the least real films I've ever seen. I'm not just talking about the visual effects, which were abysmal. I'm talking about the plot, the characters, the writing, basically every single element of the film, which were all also abysmal and frankly nonsensical. Why is a fully 55-year-old Jack Black the main character and butchering every single line of dialogue?
I am Steve.
I mean, does he screen test well in focus groups or something? I can't imagine kids are particularly captivated by an off-brand Santa Claus on amphetamines LARPing as, wait, what was his character's name again?
Steve.
Oh yes, that's right. Look, I'm sure my title has already upset a ton of you in the comments. While one critic called it the worst film of the year, that's not really accurate and it's pretty far from the truth, many other people have called it a great movie, which is also inaccurate and also very far from the truth. It is undoubtedly a film for children, which is a fact I hate to break to my opening night theater full of 20-somethings, including myself. And admittedly, I have been known to grade children's films on a bit of a curve. For instance, I'm not here to critique this horrific-looking pink sheep, which is a failed metaphor for the queer community and its ugliness represents their suffering. Not really here to do that today. But movies for children are still movies. They should fulfill some basic criteria, like having a plot that makes sense, having themes, having characters that go through and experience change. A Minecraft movie really doesn't fit these criteria, and that's saying something because the bar is in hell, or excuse me, it's in the nether. The film approaches being good, but for several reasons it unfortunately falls flat, or excuse me, digs straight down. Granted, if you're willing to turn off your brain and walk around like a zombie, you'll probably still be underwhelmed by the visual effects, the writing, and the plot in general. And if you thought that the MCU used too many green screens, well, the Minecraft movie uses more, and uses them even worse. It looks worse. It looks so bad that a never-made fan film from 11 years ago arguably looks better than this $150 million Warner Brothers blockbuster. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna try to sideline all my nostalgia and my hundreds if not thousands of hours in Minecraft and review this video game adaptation just like I would any other film. Will a Minecraft movie stack up to the 10 Best Picture nominees I just watched? No. But did Anora have Jennifer Coolidge fucking a Minecraft villager? No. Checkmate, cinephiles.
It's time to cough up the most valuable treasure you have, Patty boy.
My Montreal Expos helmet? My fake Oscar? My stuffed pickle?
Don't be silly. I'm here to steal more of your personal data. I mean, how else would I know where you live, right?
Oh, wow, that's rather upsetting. But thanks to today's sponsor, Delete Me, I think I have an answer to help.
Don't tell them about this.
Silence, thief! If you do basically anything online, your personal data has probably already been collected and is currently being put up for sale by data brokers, large corporations who bundle your personal information for a profit. Your phone number, your birthday, your address, maybe even your social security number.
Come on, that's not even a big deal.
It is. And you're biased. People can use your data online to harass you, to stalk you, or even to commit financial fraud. Fortunately, Delete Me is designed to help keep your data private. In my personal privacy report for this month, Delete Me has already removed my information from 52 individual data brokers. And they'll continually monitor these sites and hundreds more to keep removing my personal data when it does appear. It's scary to me how much of my information is out there.
Scary like a robber in your house.
Clearly. That's why I'm glad Delete Me is constantly working to remove my data and protect me from the risks of financial theft and harassment. If you want to protect your data, use my code PAT20 or go to joindeleteme.com/PAT20 for 20% off Delete Me. That's promo code PAT20 or joindeleteme.com/PAT20 for 20% off Delete Me. Thanks again to Delete Me for sponsoring this video, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Heart back by popular demand. Before we break down the plot and the multiple technical failures of the story, let's talk about how difficult it was to get this movie actually made and put on the screen. For those of you who don't know what Minecraft is, hi. This movie is not for you, but this video certainly is. Also, can we grab coffee sometime? Minecraft has sold over 300 million copies, making it the highest selling video game of all time, and you really haven't heard about it? Are you one of those people who reads all the time and doesn't own a TV? Frankly, I envy you. Minecraft is an open world sandbox, meaning you can basically do or build anything you want, and the world is entirely composed of blocks and cubes. There isn't an actual story per se, although there is an end boss, and if you do manage to beat them, you get a roughly 9-minute dialogue of two godlike creatures talking about you both as a person and as a player in the game. I actually find it to be quite beautiful, but maybe that's just because I've recently been broken up with and I am incredibly sad. Did seeing the fucking Minecraft movie alone fix that? No, it did not. No, it did not. I think it made it worse. All of this is to say that the narrative of the film was completely invented, rather than adapted, by the writers. By the 5 writers. 5 writers. Imagine getting 5 people to agree on a fucking movie to watch, let alone on a movie to make. In industry terms, the road to getting the Minecraft movie made was a totally batshit insane mess. Which is a technical term, by the way, they'll tell you that in film school. It had 3 different directors attached to it at various points across over 10 years, including Rob McElhenney of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fame, and at one point Steve Carell was under contract to star in the film, which just like, oh my god, imagine if he was in this movie instead of Jack Black. It would have been so much better. Oh, it would have been so much better. Oh yeah, and all of this has been going on since 2014, since the literal Obama administration. I think my largest criticism of the film should be rather obvious. None of it looks real. Well, of course it doesn't look real. It's a video game. Shh. Shush. Here's a really novel concept. Characters in a film should look like they're in the location they're actually supposed to be in. In traditional filmmaking, like this, you have no doubts that I'm in the room that I'm actually in because I'm filming this in an actual room that I'm actually in. Or am I? Maybe I just used ChatGPT to generate the room of a depressed art gay. Call Me By Your Name poster, fake Oscar, Montreal Expo's helmet, pick a struggle, homo. Wait, can I say that? I think I can say, are we good? Legal, are we good? Okay, we're good. But when you're filming nearly your entire movie on green screens, it has to look better than this. And this ties into another issue I have with the film. I do not like the artistic direction at all. It really does not look like Minecraft. It looks like Minecraft if you added one of those terrible photorealistic high-resolution texture packs, added a bunch of shaders, and somehow it still manages to look worse than that. There's like grass everywhere. There's no grass in Minecraft. In Minecraft, the grass is also made out of blocks and cubes. In fact, there was a fan film that Mojang, Minecraft's developer, shut down nearly 11 years ago, and in their teaser trailer, there are some shots that arguably look better than the real official Minecraft movie. You can agree with me or not on this, but A, this was made with almost no money as a proof of concept, and B, there is no doubt at all that this depicts a human being in the world of Minecraft, which is the official stated goal of this adaptation. Unquestionably, in my mind, if they had to do a live action recreation of this video game, they should have made it look a lot more like the video game. Look at how fucking awful this zombie looks. Look at this sheep. The villagers are okay, I guess, if you can ignore the fact that they're mildly nightmare-inducing. Some of the other creatures are okay, or rather, so simple it would be genuinely impressive if they did manage to mangle them beyond recognition, but it's jarring to see such abrupt departures in artistic direction from the source material, in my opinion. Oh, Patrick, of course I have to change things. I can't make everything the same like it is in the game. Okay, then why are the first 7 fucking minutes of the film just a Jack Black narration, nothing really happening besides a bunch of fan service-y type references to the actual game? Okay, let's break down the plot. A Minecraft movie is about Steve and 4 humans who get trapped in a Minecraft world and have to save it before they escape.
As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way. Go on! Get out of here!
After this line, I had the most amount of optimism I had for the duration of the film. I thought maybe one of these 5 writers spends 8 hours on Twitter, just like I do. Unfortunately, it got a lot worse from here. We learn about the story of Steve, played by Jack Black, who sold doorknobs until he found a magical portal to take him into the Minecraft world, called the Overworld. He gets a scene where he takes in the new beauty of his poorly rendered landscape, which was so nice that the movie decided to reuse the same exact scene 10 minutes later and expected me to still care. That's basically like bringing someone 2 birthday cakes and expecting them to get as excited the second time. Thank you guys. You guys are the greatest. Oh, another one. That's not usually how these things work, huh? Okay. It's small decisions like this that really bring the film down. Stupid choices. Why is Steve this 55-year-old man-child and not, I don't know, a person who lives in this game world already?
Flint and steel.
Oh yes! Fan service. There are a lot of moments like that throughout the film, as frankly is common in a lot of video game adaptations. These moments really won't make a lot of sense to you, again, if you haven't played the game. Although I'm not sure if you can really call Jack Black annoyingly yelling a bunch of words in the game like he was a Minecraft YouTuber, truly in service of any fan.
Chicken jockey.
But it's here we'll learn about the central plot and conflict of the film. The evil piglin witch, Malgosia, voiced by Rachel House, wants to destroy the overworld with the Orb of Dominance, which is a cube. That sentence, I don't think that sentence was in the Bible. In an act of desperation akin to what Princess Leia does in Star Wars A New Hope, Steve gives Dennis, his dog, the Orb of Dominance and tells him to go take it somewhere else, where it ends up in Steve's in real life home. But because Steve gets trapped in the Nether, his house eventually gets foreclosed on, and the Orb of Dominance ends up in a storage locker.
Yeah.
That's really annoying.
Garrett, the garbage man Garrison, which is his full government IMDb name, played by Jason Momoa, eventually gets his hands on it after buying the storage locker, but doesn't really pay much attention to it initially. Momoa generated a few headlines for apparently berating some members of the crew after, quote, a very intense and emotional scene. That's just a ridiculous fucking sentence to describe anything being filmed in the Minecraft movie. You're not really making prestige cinema, you're just saying brain rot lines in front of a green screen. How intense could it possibly have been?
I want you off the fucking set, you prick!
Sorry.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for one fucking second.
So there's going to be 4 main characters besides Steve, which really represent a wide swath of America as dictated by marketing executives and focus group research. The one guy who's a nerd and actually plays Minecraft and would absolutely kill me in player versus player combat. His sister, who is a de facto single mom and works in social media, and she was actually in that infamous TikTok that got Trump elected because it really upset a lot of the men in this world.
Itty bitty titties and a ball. Itty bitty titties and a ball. 5'3" and an attitude.
Fun fact, they're not even American. They're Australian, and they work for a skincare startup. Arguably one of the worst, I don't really want to say racist, but certainly one of the worst written black women characters I have seen in a recent major studio release. A lot of times these blockbusters think they're doing something in service of diversity by simply casting a minority in a role, even if almost every single line in that role is something to the effect of, "You're a big-time idiot," or "You're crazy." I mean, that's...
Wait, who are you again?
Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison.
Finally, there's a protein powder bro who is obsessed with vintage video games and wears pink. Okay, I don't think this person actually exists. This may have been a bit of a miss by the C-suite executives who carefully crafted this film. Garrett was the Gamer of the Year in 1989 and has been living in that glory ever since, but now he is on the verge of being evicted as his video game store is about to close. And you know, here I thought my life was pathetic. His paths cross with Henry, played by Sebastian Hansen, who has just moved to the town of Chuglis, Idaho with his sister, Natalie, played by Emma Myers. And in case you are wondering about their family dynamic, literally the first line out of Natalie's mouth is, "This is a real quote, this was not my first choice, but it was Mom's dying wish for us to live here."
It was my parents' dying wish before they passed.
And in retrospect, why? They don't have any family here, and the only thing driving the economy of Chuglis is a potato chip factory, which Henry accidentally does a snack food variant of 9/11 on with a homemade jetpack. I should probably explain that, shouldn't I? His classmates all bully him because in this town, science and math do not exist. They aren't really a thing, and he tries to build a jetpack to prove them wrong, but they sabotage it, and then it goes right into the town mascot of Chuggy the Chip, which happens to be on top of the potato chip factory. Believe it or not, the film actually gets less ridiculous when they enter the Minecraft video game dimension. Henry goes to Garrett for support, where he discovers the Orb of Dominance and accidentally opens a portal which sucks him in, sucks Garrett in, sucks Natalie in, and sucks Dawn in, played by Danielle Brooks, who really should be getting both more and better career opportunities post being on Orange is the New Black. They're all amazed by this new dimension they've entered, the Overworld, which again is a sensation that the viewer probably will not have, given it is more or less a copy and paste of the same exact scene that Steve had like 10 minutes ago. In the chaos, a villager from Minecraft enters the portal to go to the real world, where he eventually falls in love with Principal Marlene, played by Jennifer Coolidge. One of the largest stories about the Minecraft movie pre-release was that Jennifer Coolidge was rumored to have a romantic subplot with a Minecraft villager, and I am so happy to tell you it is one of the best parts of the movie, and it is absolutely true.
Are you finished?
No, I think he's Swedish.
It only takes up about 3 minutes total in the entire film, but I treasured every single second. She accidentally hits the villager with her car, and then they fall in love. A real meet cute for the ages if you can ignore the fact that the villager really looks disturbing. Steve, trapped in the Nether by the evil Malgosia, is tasked by her with giving her the Orb of Dominance and taking it from the four mortals. I can't believe I am having to sit here talking about Malgosia and the Orb of Dominance after my long-term boyfriend just broke up with me. Yeah, let's talk about piglins, man. Let's talk about them. By the way, not everything in this Nether is blocky, which doesn't make any sense, because the whole point of Minecraft is that everything's blocks, yet in the Nether, not everything is blocks. People say I'm too critical about movies, but this is the type of that the movie makers are getting wrong, and it slowly adds up to make the film worse. And here's another thing that adds up. Steve's character motivations to get the orb back are basically completely nonsensical. Steve thinks that Malgosia has his dog Dennis because she has his collar. In reality, his collar just fell off when he was escaping back to Earth. The movie does almost nothing with this though, and eventually Dennis just comes back to Steve before he's even forced to reckon with a difficult character choice of betraying his new friends versus getting his dog back.
It's Dennis! What are you talking about? You're eating the dog!
Frankly, the entire runtime is filled with these half-plots. It really reminds me of the scene in Elf where Buddy's dad refuses to fix a book that was shipped out without an ending because it's just going to kids. Kids deserve good stories. But in the absence of that, let's have a fun moment where the Gang of Four has to deal with a Minecraft night. Skeletons, zombies, spiders, oh my. Henry eventually helps get people to relative safety by building something. A crazy thing to happen in a movie based on the most popular building video game of all time. Oh no, the terribly ugly zombies have broken through his structure, but have no fear, Steve is there to save the day and deliver his oft-mocked line.
I am Steve.
And in context, when I was watching the movie in my theater, it got one laugh from a 6-year-old who is probably the target audience for that joke. There's a problem though, because during the fight, Garrett accidentally broke the Orb of Dominance, so in order to replace it, they have to go to a woodland mansion, except apparently the orb is still valuable for Malgosia, whatever. And now they're going to the Minecraft village for the first time, which is a relatively mixed bag. This is actually maybe the only part of the movie where I do enjoy the set design of it all, and there's a nice tribute to the now passed away, very famous YouTuber who did a lot of Minecraft coverage, Technoblade, but then there's also Jack Black singing about lava chicken. There's 4 separate instances of him singing throughout the film. One is possibly tolerable, and the other 3 made me feel like there were rats crawling underneath my skin. This is one of the rat songs. There's a moment where Garrett uses one of Steve's ender pearls and he gets upset because that was his only one, and like...
Teleport you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right.
And that was the only one I had. No biggie.
I get that this can't be a one-to-one recreation of the actual game Minecraft, but like, Steve has hundreds of diamonds and hundreds, if not thousands, of iron ingots, and you're telling me he only has one single ender pearl. You're gonna have to trust me on this because, again, if you haven't seen the movie, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. It probably sounds like that TikTok about people who make their cities into their entire personality.
I really think y'all should talk it out.
No, I'm from Buttersburg. We don't really do that much talking, like.
It's just so weird to me to make these choices which will baffle, if not annoy, fans of the game, when clearly fans of the game are who this movie was meant to reach. And you might be thinking, oh, this criticism is reaching, but do you want to sit here with a straight face and tell me that some 9-year-old who thinks he's the fucking shit will not have this same exact criticism? What are you talking about? Ender pearls aren't even rare. This is so stupid. The village is then attacked by evil piglins, which causes the girls and the boys to split up for really no adequately explained reason. Both groups just kind of accept it and they're like, well, we'll just meet up at the Woodland Mansion, despite the fact that neither of them have any idea of how to get there. It'd be like if I told you, oh, we don't need to carpool, I don't need a ride, we'll just meet each other at Atlantis. Like, I don't think that's gonna work out unless there's something that I'm not telling you. Like, maybe I'm a mermaid. You wouldn't know. You don't see this bottom half of me. What follows is possibly the worst sequence in the entire film. Henry, Garrett, and Steve are all using wingsuits. Well, there's only 2 wingsuits, so hijinks ensue, but they're being chased by piglins using gas balloons. Don't ask. And I've seen Bollywood films with better special effects than this. Low-budget Bollywood should really be an area which I would hope the American film industry can surpass, but in this case, we can't. Meanwhile, Dawn and Natalie are just chilling in the forest. This will be the one brief scene we'll see of them for a while, where Dawn reveals her single line expressing her character arc and motivation. She just wishes she didn't have so many side hustles, because she has a petting zoo, and she is a realtor. And that's it. That's enough character development for her. She gets one fucking line, and let's move on. We're nearing the climax of the film, so it feels like an appropriate time to tell you the writing is truly atrocious. There's really only 2 characters who change in any remotely meaningful way at all, and the dialogue itself is just horrific, as I'm sure if you've been on any social media, you've probably seen a lot of people insulting it. Jack Black does the delivery of these terrible lines absolutely no favors, though. Frankly, if you squint hard enough, you could consider this to be a modern-day remake of The Room.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Chicken jockey.
Garrett's character arc, I guess, involves him becoming less egotistical, I guess, and Henry realizes that he needs to continually always be creative, even if other people do not value that in the context of society. This, in theory, is a great theme to develop for a kids movie set in the world of Minecraft. The problem? They did a terrible job. Nearly every single moment that Jack Black is on screen is a wasted opportunity to be providing both adequate setups and adequate payoffs to actually bring this theme to fruition and develop it well. You can't just have 4 scenes across an entire runtime. The first scene, oh, Henry is being bullied for being creative. The second scene, he's building a house. Third scene, he's saying, like, why don't I just stay in this Minecraft world forever? Fourth scene, changes his mind. I'm gonna go back to the real world and be creative there. That's not how you make a good movie. Instead, let's just have this extended sequence where Jason Momoa is fighting a baby zombie on a chicken. And you know what? Now I'm actually mad, because Minecraft is a great IP, especially given the standards of what is actually being developed by major budget studios at this day and age in Hollywood. And you could have made a great fucking beautiful story, and instead you're just going with this lowest common denominator brain rot bullshit. That's probably the most mad you'll ever see someone get about a children's movie that's not screaming about how Snow White has gone woke or something. But as I've kind of mentioned, Garrett and Steve get captured when they make their way to the Woodland Mansion and are then put up in a pillager fight club. The set for the mansion, I guess, is pretty decent and looks relatively authentic to the game, I guess. Henry kills an Enderman to get the necessary piece of the Orb of Dominance, but oh no, Malgosia is here on a gas balloon. Again, don't really need to know the reasons why or what that is, but Malgosia takes her staff and magically steals the orb from them from 50 feet away with absolutely no conflict at all. Why is the Minecraft movie of all movies so uncreative? Holy cubic dog turds. Henry and Steve have to escape before Malgosia's goons blow up the bridge that they're currently on, but then Garrett decides to stay and kind of needlessly sacrifice himself because he has a small and fragile ego, but don't worry, I'm sure he'll be back for the climax. Dawn and Natalie, the two women that the movie has more or less completely forgotten about, catch back up with them, aided by Steve's dog, Dennis, who tracked them down. Good boy, Dennis. And it's at this point that they all decide to gear up and get ready to fight Malgosia and stop her before she plunges the overworld into a never-ending night, and we get the beautiful line, let's mine, let's craft, let's Minecraft. Yeah.
He said it! He said it!
And you know what? The climactic fight scene is initially actually pretty cool. They build an army of iron golems, good Minecraft creatures, to fight an army of piglins, bad Minecraft creatures, and the initial fight is pretty cool, but then it gets ruined, and you know why it gets ruined? It gets ruined as soon as the live-action humans enter the picture and immediately make everything worse. God forbid this movie based on a video game was entirely animated. We have to include a live-action Jack Black so we can sell toys, because I'm sure this toy is just flying off the shelves. Malgosia manages to kill Henry, and although our characters eventually sacrifice themselves, it all turns out to be in vain as Malgosia wins and establishes the never-ending night, destroying the overworld. Womp womp.
I read about did you say want want?
I am obviously kidding. Henry uses his handcrafted Minecraft gun to dislodge the Orb of Dominance, save the world from never-ending darkness, and defeat Malgosia. Henry briefly contemplates staying in the world of Minecraft before deciding against it, coming back to Earth, and realizing he's just gonna have to keep being creative despite any obstacles. He also forgives Garrett, who he had been in an incredibly poorly written argument with after Garrett made Steve give him some diamonds because he's broke in the real world. But then when we flash forward back to Earth a little later, Garrett's video game store is completely popping and everybody is suddenly happy and has the ability to pursue their dreams, which, like, something tells me they took at least a few of those diamonds back with them. Is it possible to enjoy the Minecraft movie? Yes. Is it a good sign that I'm describing a movie like I would an Arby's fast food restaurant? No. I can see a world where some viewers are not going to be as annoyed by the criticisms that I've outlined in this video as I was. Maybe you like the terrible art direction and incredibly poor green screen effects. Live your truth, I'm not gonna stop you. But to me, so many of the decisions in this film are completely indefensible. They've literally written a token black friend into a major blockbuster release in the year of our Lord 2025. This movie fundamentally has almost nothing to say about society or about the world that we live in. And to be honest with you, I find that especially unforgivable in the context of making film for children. There's this perception that you have to tone things down or make things stupid when you're making a kid's movie. And it really couldn't be further from the truth. Sure, The Matrix being a veiled metaphor for capitalism, that's probably too advanced, but children can handle stories with consistent logic, straightforward thematic development, and changing characters. If you've left an angry comment saying, you're so wrong, the Minecraft movie's great, okay, I'm gonna give you a homework assignment since you're clearly still in some form of school. I want you to go watch either Flow or The Wild Robot, you can pick either. I want you to watch them and report back to me and tell me with a straight face, should I swear? Probably not. And tell me that they are worse films than a Minecraft movie. Hell, you can watch Ne Zha 1 or Ne Zha 2. Watch either of them, the second one happens to be the highest grossing animated film ever, and tell me that those movies are worse than a Minecraft movie. Tell me that a Minecraft movie is even in the same conversation. To frame it through a lens of nationalistic competition, like American politicians do, I find it so funny that the Chinese film industry is completely washing the American film industry when it comes to making quality animated films. To frame it through the lens of my own life, that is the last movie my ex and I watched together, and I am incredibly sad. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go actually play Minecraft, have a better time than I did watching this movie, while I slowly try to forget the memories of both Jack Black and my ex-boyfriend. It'll probably be easier to forget one rather than the other.
Chicken jockey.
I guess that line is pretty funny. I guess they're both gonna be pretty difficult. Thanks again to Delete Me for sponsoring this video. If you want to get your data removed from the internet, you can join Delete Me with my link down below in the description, and you'll get 20% off your purchase. And you can also use my promo code PAT20. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment. It helps get this video out to more people. I super duper appreciate it. I couldn't do it without you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you going to see it? Have you already seen it already? Am I wrong? Am I totally off base? Are we completely washed as a society making movies like this? Why do we make our kids' movies so bad here? There's so many that are just so bad. But that's going to do it for me. And as always, my name is Patrick, but my friends call me Pat, and I'll see you for the next one.